We welcome you back here to the Morning Wake Up with Dave Ackerley. That's yours truly, and always online, 24/7, 365 at 1320WILS.com. The podcasts are there. We stream through live as well, and we talk about a lot of things on this show, including, at times, addiction, which has been, of course, the downfall in many marriages out there. But, the traditional addictions of alcohol, drugs, gambling. We can add in an addiction now to social media. Even just some would say dabbling in that can create strife for many couples and forever change their relationship status. For example, on Facebook, it enters into the legal realm now as well. Things that last out there on social media statuses with accounts that are up are fair game in a lot of different ways. Joining us this morning to discuss, legal strategist who specializes in family law, Tim Hoch. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
So what are you seeing out there in terms of social media and cases that come forward? Is it a case of social media spending too much time? It used to be online. People talked about the addictions to online pornography and things like that driving a marriage apart. Now, is it things like Twitter, Facebook, Snapchatting?
Well, there is definitely a spike in the number of folks who are, quote unquote, addicted to social media, and I see that. The interesting thing is, and my personal belief is, it's symptomatic of a larger problem in the marriage in some circumstances. Now, in some circumstances, there are folks who come in and they are truly addicted, right? I mean, they come in, and I've got a case that I just finished handling for a gentleman whose wife had tweeted over the last 4 years 56,000 times.
Wow.
So, that's clearly a problem. So there's that issue. But then there's also the issue of folks who come in and they use social media as an outlet for other problems, right? Maybe they want to go out there and meet new people, or they want out of what they think is a bad marriage. So there's both, really.
So it goes beyond that. It's not just a means to an end here, because not everybody, like you said, are in that 56,000 tweets category. But if you start using this as more than what, and I guess I don't want to be too general here, because when I say what it was intended for, well, that's different for every user out there, right? I mean, you never know what one social media for one person is very different from another. But there has to be, if you have a partner, maybe some agreement, some parameters on how much time you would spend with it and how much of an online presence and what you share about each other too. I see people. You must see this too, Tim. I see people combating their marriages out via social media, and that makes me cringe.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, the problems they have with their spouse, and a lot of times that's just venting, right? And it's
Sure.
People who are upset or hurt. But sometimes it's folks who don't understand privacy settings, right? They'll put something out there, and you'll look at it and go, well, I had a woman come in the other day, and I said, well, what about this tweet that the other side sent to us about you said about your husband? She goes, well, how'd you get that? And I said, well, it's on your Facebook page.
Right.
She said, well, I thought that was a direct message to a friend of mine. I thought, well, then you don't understand the privacy settings.
Yeah, you don't get it.
Let's go back and have a tutorial on that.
Yeah, it's a basic tutorial. Well, the University of Texas recently surveyed 1,200 married couples in the age frame of 18 to 39. And Tim had found there in non-social media couples, if there are any left, in non-social media couples in that age range, it's hard to believe, 16% were contemplating divorce of some kind. Couples that use social media, to what extent we don't know, the number went up to 32%. How do those numbers match what you would find maybe just in a general population where you weren't zeroing in on social media? What would your take on that be?
Well, I agree with that. I mean, and you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there's very, very few people or very few couples these days that social media doesn't touch in some form or fashion, at least one spouse or the other. But I agree anecdotally that there is a definite rise in the number of folks who are divorced or seeking a divorce or a separation based on some online activity. Now, whether it is an addiction or whether it's just something they put online or they found out about an affair online, something of those nature.
Yeah, and you can find out a lot of things. You as a lawyer, like you said, the person needs some privacy setting training here, but it can be a bit of a gold mine for attorneys who are looking to make some hay for the person who is opposing their client, because they can find a lot of things, right?
It's a treasure trove. I mean, look, we're licking our chops. When you come in, the very first thing I do is cull through your social media, meaning my client, and cull through the other side's social media. And we gather all that information, and I am shocked at the number of people whose mouths drop when they say, well, how'd you get that? And I show it to them, and they say, well, I didn't mean to say that, or I didn't mean it in that context. I mean, I'm going to take whatever post you say, and I'm going to use it in whatever context I like.
And if you go to court, a lot of that's admissible now, isn't it?
It is, yes, unless there's some privilege that attaches, like it's a message directly to your lawyer or to your clergyman or something, or to your doctor. But other than that, I'm going to find out about it, and I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it in evidence.
All right, so it helps your business overall, but from a broader standpoint, it doesn't really help society. What would your message be to people here who are heavy into social media, maybe various platforms? They're married, and at times maybe they're feeling even a twinge of guilt over this, even if they're not carrying on an affair. What would your advice to them be?
Well, it's like you said, right? Social media can be used for good. I mean, you can use it to keep in touch with people and post pictures and use it to, enjoy yourself and enjoy your good fortune. But I tell people, don't post anything on there that you wouldn't say to the world at large and that wouldn't be a record for all eternity. Okay? So, think before you post. Don't just don't go off and half-cocked and post anything you think that you'd like to post. Be very, very judicious in the way that you handle it. And I think most people, once they get two or three lessons, and I give them a few lessons and examples, then they're a little more careful.
And don't repost things other people post because it sticks to you too. Okay.
It does.
Unless you
people think it's yours, or they just endorse it.
Exactly. Unless you feel like it's an absolute part of your groundwork of who you are as a human being. That's good advice. Legal strategist specializing in family law, Tim Hoch here. Tim, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. And we'll have more coming up here on your Friday edition, TGIF. It is the Morning Wake Up with Dave Ackerley. Keep it here, 1320 WILS.